Excellent. We made it happen. Shall we get the Instagram back up as well? Let's have a look. It's you go away for a couple of days. By go away, I mean, actually take a little break for a few days, and then everything gets fucked up. Oh, language warning. Too late. Okay. So, hello, today is Tuesday the 12th of May and I'm here live a little bit late because technology. So I took a long weekend because in a parallel universe, as I may have said. Hello, Jane. I can't see the comments, so I've got something holding it up, but I can see you there. So sorry I'm late. Facebook, they just keep changing everything on you. Then they wanted me to have a new system and it wouldn't play on Chrome. And anyway, I'm here now. So the long weekend, my staycation, because I had the time booked off to go to New Zealand, which of course didn't happen. And same thing happened over Easter when I had a long weekend. It's start with lots of really good intentions, but end up feeling really tired. And I think that really tired is relaxing. We've been running on a bit of adrenaline lately and now it's just all gone kafut. But I'm kind of charging today. I've had a beautiful cranial osteopathic treatment from my very experienced cranial osteopath who sanitizes the room too within each of your life with the most amazing protocols. So good on her. I hope you had a chance to watch the two videos I put up for Friday and Monday with Dr. Edry Grant. We chatted about all sorts of things, from grief and herbal education to pole dancing. I'm just going to say we've got a visitor today. Have a look. The therapy cat is in the room and being very quiet, which is nice. So today I also sent out the newsletter. Hopefully you have received the latest copy in your inbox. Otherwise, go to my website and I will be putting up a online version under newsletter just after this video because I've just forgotten. So I was going to talk about the 40 food challenge for your gut microbiome, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Why I'm changing that is because the whole world is changing again. Things are opening up. And to my dear friend Jane and other friends in New Zealand, the whole world is about to change after these many, many weeks of virtual isolation. And here in New South Wales, on Friday, we go from having 2 visitors to our home to 5. Goodness knows, in my tiny, narrow inner city house, how I could have social distancing with the 6 people in our living room. It's probably not going to happen, probably not that safe. But Victoria too, so I've got a lot of clients and friends in Victoria, having lived in Melbourne for decades, that you guys are opening up as of midnight tonight and you're just kind of going from 0 to 100. So I've talked a little bit about this when New South Wales began its first stage of relaxing its restrictions on us, but just kind of thought I would check in with you guys because it's going to happen all over again. Is basically to say whatever you feel is normal and it's acceptable. So some people are bursting out of their skin to hang out with other people and to gather outside or inside and to come together again. And that is very understandable. And other people are also quite anxious. And I could imagine I think New Zealand and Victoria are very different situations virus-wise right now, because things are very, very well contained in New Zealand. Australia is doing really well. Strangely, Victoria's had a big outbreak relating to a meat packing plant in Brooklyn. But it seems like the Premier may have got a bit pressured to open things up despite that. So if you're feeling elated and excited, fantastic. go with the roller coaster ride. Make sure you do get some sleep, eat well, try not to party too much, and if you do party safely. But if you're a bit anxious, just to remind some of the techniques we've talked about previously on these lives, including the box breathing, that equal breathing as if breathing through a box. So in 1, 2, 3, out. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Or make it 4, make it 5, whatever is a natural breath for you. But come back to your breath if you're starting to feel overwhelmed or a bit anxious. So I've had a conversation with somebody today already who said they're feeling incredibly anxious rather than excited about a possible second wave of infection, because that is definitely quite possible. And the way things are going on in my neighbourhood in Newtown in the inner west of Sydney, I saw at least yesterday in a two walk, saw at least 100 people who were flouting the regulations as they are right now. They did that after things change on Friday. They would be kind of okay, but there were a lot of people way too close together, congregating in groups, in parks. Goodness knows what's going on behind doors. So just what I come back to, if you are getting anxious about what other people are doing, is to remember you can only be responsible for what you are doing and where you are and how you're interacting. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to lock yourself away, but if that's what makes you feel safe, then perhaps think about some staged return to safe socialising. Maybe it begins just with people in your backyard, on blankets if it's cold, but with some distance. Being outside with people, even if you're not, if no one's coughing, no one's sneezing, even if you're closer than would be ideal, is relatively safe from the data that I've read from epidemiologists. It's the inside with people coughing and sneezing and prolonged periods of time that can be more of an issue. So think about how you socialise if you're feeling a bit anxious about this. Although some restaurants are opening and you have more access to takeaways, if you're anxious but do want to have pre-prepared food, maybe go for hot food, not cold food. So food that's nice and piping hot, because any bacteria and viruses and everything like that doesn't like high heat. Take care of your immune system through taking your vitamin D and your vitamin C if you can get it, by eating your rainbow of vegetables, by having your nourishing porridge if that's how you like to start the day, by going easy on the sugars and the other processed food like flours and certainly alcohol. Where people do the stupidest things is usually with alcohol and the relaxation of inhibitions. So it's going to be very interesting in other states in Australia where they're I think Northern Territory is reopening the pubs very soon. So we'll see how people behave. So I just really kind of want to say is, if this is challenging for you, then do what feels safe. I have quoted a couple of times the CEO of SANE Australia, who said, approach it like coming off a retreat. So I think people who've been on a retreat are going to be sensible anyway. It's probably the people who haven't been on retreat, who haven't had any kind of mindfulness experiences and decontemplation, who are going to be out there partying. But just be kind and be aware that the people in your life may be out of sync with you. So you may have people who are scaredy cats, cautious people like myself, who want to stay at home, or like you can have your bowl of snacks and your drink you can keep over here and I'll have mine here, and we'll be 6 meters apart in the backyard, while you want to party and you can't understand it, or vice versa. Just be kind with yourself and kind with others, and not necessarily expect the roller coaster, but accept the roller coaster. If you find you're thrown around as a result of this. One interesting thing is spoken to quite a few people who initially, when they started going on working on screens on Zoom, found it really tiring, and it's a different type of tiring and concentration. Staring at a screen and can really, can be quite difficult. But they also found when our restrictions began to ease and we could have more face-to-face gatherings, that they were also feeling unexpectedly tired, that it can take a bit of energy being with people. You may have enjoyed having the excuse to socialise less. No one's forcing you to do anything. So say, take this at your own speed, follow the rules of your country or state, and naturopathically, take care of your immune and your nervous system. Be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. If you need to have the odd early night, do it. And that's probably enough for today. I've been a bit thrown out with the technological problems, just seeing if there's any more questions hiding behind there. But I'm going to talk about the 40 food microbiome healthy gut challenge tomorrow. So as your access to food and shopping may expand, we can try to understand why we need to eat the rainbow and beyond. So happy easing of restrictions if that's happening today or tomorrow in your part of the world. And I will see you, technology willing, tomorrow. And check out the newsletter, which will be up on the website if it's not in your inbox. Okay. See you Instagram. Bye Instagram, and goodbye to the live on Facebook. Thanks for turning up again, Jane.